Hello there. It's your friendly neighborhood technical marketing engineer, Mark Waldrop here at Nutanix. And in today's video, we're going to walk through a new feature that came out as part of our AOS 7.5 and AHV 11 releases called Elastic VM Storage. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, what exactly is this Elastic VM storage? I'm glad you asked. It's simply put, the ability to create a virtual machine whose compute resources will reside on one HCI cluster, but the storage will come from a different HCI cluster, all registered to the same Prism Central instance. This is great for times when the cluster where you want to run the VM is a little bit low on storage, but you have plenty of storage elsewhere and you don't want to have to go out and re-architect, expand a cluster. You can just use what you have in your environment. So let's walk through what our environment looks like and how do we use this feature. So as you can see here in the middle under Cluster Quick Access, we have two clusters, one that ends in 238 and one that ends in 239. And these will be the two clusters that we'll work with, and they are both running AHV 11 and AOS 7.5. Now there is one more requirement, and that's the creation of what we call a shared storage container. So let's walk through what that looks like. So if I click over here on storage and then on storage containers, you will see, kind of like the magic of a cooking show, we have pre-created a container that is already shared out. It's called container on 239, you see here at the top of the list. It has a new tag in the UI that you're probably not used to before because it didn't exist. A tag called shared, we'll talk about that in a moment. And then it sits on the cluster ending in 239. Now, not to leave out how simple this is to create, how do I do that? It's simple. Click on Create Storage Container. I would give it a name. We'll just say Container on 238. I would leave the cluster at 238 or whatever I wanted. I could put it on 239, but we'll leave it on 238. And down here under Storage Type, you see a new option that's available to you called Shared. If I click Shared, what this now does is it makes this container available to other HCI clusters registered to this Prism Central. It's that simple. So we're going to go ahead and click cancel here because we're not going to use it. We're just going to use the one that was pre-created, kind of like the cooking show. Now, how do I use this? Well, you use it when you create a VM. So let's go ahead and click expand compute, select VMs, and select create VM. We will give the VM a name, Elastic VM1. We'll select the compute for the VM, which we're going to leave here at 238. We'll give it some vCPUs, we'll give it a little bit more memory, and we're going to take everything else as the defaults because we're really not going to use this VM. We're just showing how easy it is to make this feature available and leverage storage from another cluster. Now, it's here in the second phase of the VM creation process that you begin to define where you want the storage to reside. So we'll click Attach Disks. We'll leave the type as disk. We'll leave it as Allocate on Storage Container. And now under disk placement, you have two options. Same cluster, which would make the disk available on cluster 238, or I can click Other Cluster. And when I click Other Cluster, if I select the dropdown, I now see that container on 239 available to me. So I select this, I give the vDisk some size, and we click Save. Now we're just going to click through really quickly the rest of the UI. And I'll go ahead and click Create VM. Now, as soon as I click Create VM, what happens in the background is Prism Central's talking to clusters 238 and 239 to determine if they have a pairing relationship. If they do not, it will automatically create that pairing relationship in the background and then continue on with the VM creation process, sending a VM create request to the cluster that ends in 238 with the notation that the disks are to reside on cluster 239. As you can see here, the VM is complete. We have Elastic VM1, the second one on the list here, and the compute resides on 238. Well, how do I know that the storage got created on 239? Well, if I just click on the VM and go into the summary view on the dashboard here in the middle under infrastructure, I now see two entries, compute source as 238 and storage source as 239. It's that simple. Hopefully you found this video informational and helpful to you. Good luck in your journey with Nutanix. I look forward to seeing you back here for another video real soon.